Hi folks, I'm Matt and welcome to My Expanded Universe, a show where I go through the entire EU in chronological order as best I know how. Ooh, we got some good ones for you today. Again, I'm going to review 3 comics from the Marvel comic book series, and these were all written by David Michelinie. First one is issue 62. Now it starts off with Luke being upset about the death of Shira Bree. If you don't recall, Shira Bree was a character from the Marvel comic books. I've talked about her before. She was kind of a romantic interest for Luke Skywalker on and off for several issues. And then in a recent mission, or recent chronologically, Luke had accidentally shot her down when they were all undercover as TIE fighter pilots, I believe. He reached out to the Force, felt that that was a enemy, shot down, and it was Shira. He was like, oh no, the Force has betrayed me. And I told you, wait, maybe not. Well, now Luke is going back to her home planet to find out more about her past. Just find out, just who she was. And then he is shot, because at the end of the comic book, he finds out that she has been in communication with Lord Vader. What? Now, again, trying not to spoil too much, but EU fans know where this is going. This is one of the biggest, longest story arcs, I think, in the expanded universe, but unintended long story arcs. Now, in the next issue, which is issue 63, Luke says, no, I don't believe that. I think that is a plant. Now, if you don't know by now, Vader messes a lot with the rebels. A lot. I mean, we're about to hear there's another storyline way on down the road where it turns out to be just all a big ploy, or a trap by Vader, or just a misdirection by Vader. And so then this has happened in the past too. So Luke's thinking, wait a minute, this is probably just Vader messing with us again. So he decides to do a deeper dive to find out if Shira Bree is really the traitor that they think she is. They're led to believe. And maybe he finds that information. But the cool thing about this one is, again, toward the end of the comic book, Vader is on the Executor. Remember the ship that we know about from Empire Strikes Back? He's on there, and Shira Bree is alive and in a Bacta tank. Vader's keeping her alive. He has future plans for her, which we'll find out way later in the series, and of course in the EU as well. So both of those stories, when you know the overall story arc, you're interested in them. There's more, and this is the EU, right? They take uninteresting characters or happenstances that happen, and they tie things together and make them more important. Now, this didn't really start happening until Del Rey took over the book series, and then they really started pulling stuff. I mean, they were pulling mentions from the Marvel comic books, and that was about it at this point. But when Del Rey took over, they said, no, let's see if we can fit the entire Marvel comic book world into the expanded universe. And they did. They did that successfully. And so they started making more sense of the characters, giving them more gravitas. Is that the right word there? But they're giving them more meaning, more, they're more than just a write-off character, and I really love that. So, and it's true, because what happens later on in the books, you want to read about Shira Bree in the Marvel comic books. I think, no, it was a little before this, but it was a little before this when I started realizing how many Marvel references there were, and no, it was Shira Bree's story that got me to read the Marvel comic book series. I was like, oh my gosh, okay, well I guess everything is now, I guess Marvel's part of the canon. So I reread the Marvel, and I was super interested, of course, in Shira Bree when I knew what would happen later on. Now, totally unintentional, but there it was. Now, the last issue I want to talk about is issue number 65, and this one, Leia travels to Golrath to stop the Empire from finding out where the new Rebel base is. If you don't remember, the Rebel base was at Golrath, and they abandoned it. I think it was in issue 50. They left that. Well, now the Empire is looking for a trace of, hey, where are the rebels now? Where's their new base? So Leia's going there to make sure that there's no evidence of, their next destination at their old rebel base, which is an interesting story and kind of needful in the overall storyline. All right, folks, that is all the time I have for now. See you next time with another video.